Good morning. How do you do? Good afternoon to you, Gail. Good to see you. It's the 27th. All right, this is insane. I'm just from the department of I'm just saying. This is insane. It is already the 27th of April. Wait, didn't I just get over my New Year's Eve hangover? What's going on here? It's the 27th of April, 22, and it is the John Lavenia Success Mastermind. John and Shannon are off enjoying themselves in some beautiful location, I'm sure. And we are here holding down the fort, as they say, holding it down till they get back. I'm Glen Henderson. I'm actually your regular Wednesday host, and it's great to see you. Who do we see? Who do I spy with my little eye? Ooh, how long has it been since you heard that one? Kat's here, as usual. Kat and Kat are here. Nice. Linda, the money mama shows up again, and Daisy never not shows up. Does that never not, you know that TV commercial, never not working? It was a shampoo or something. Yes, Daisy is never not showing up. That's it. Daisy never not shows. Anyway, good to see you. It's suddenly become like a big thing for me that we're already halfway through the spring. Well, not quite halfway through the spring, but we're getting there. It's nuts. How fast is the time flying? And what was it that you were just getting ready to start fixing to do, as we say in Texas? What was it you was fixing to do when the time disappeared? You know what I'm talking about? We say at the beginning of the year, we make our New Year's resolutions. Many people do. And they say, well, this year I'm going to do this, or I'm going to lose some weight, or so I'm going to do such and such, and I'm going to produce some numbers in my business, and I'm going to, get a promotion on a job, or whatever it is. I'm going to improve my overall health or something. I'm going to save X amount of money, and then you say, oh yeah, I'm going to sign up for that spin class or that kickboxing class and get myself in shape. And we do these things on the 2nd and 3rd and 5th of January, and all of a sudden it's the 27th of April. What happened? I'm embarrassed to say, I'm embarrassed to say that I just quit making resolutions years ago, New Year's resolutions, not because I'd achieved some new mental epiphany concerning goal setting and, progress and keeping myself moving forward. No, it was because I knew I would always blow them. So I said, nah, forget it. I give up. No resolutions. That's the thing with most of us, isn't it? It's not because we realize that there's psychological impediments to making resolutions rather than setting proper goals and then instituting a daily method of operation. No, we just didn't do it last year or the year before that, or the year before that, or the year before that. So it's, what's the use? Most of us haven't figured out that we don't need to make New Year's resolutions. We basically decided to throw in the towel on resolutions, if you know what I mean. And that's okay. If you want to focus your energies elsewhere, fantastic. I'm becoming a fan. Hey, Maddie, nice to see you. It's gonna be Books for Britain at 3:15 Eastern time, which is what, 8:15 now, or 9:15? 8:15. 8:15 UK U of K time, 3:15 US Eastern Daylight Time. I heard that there is a conversation currently taking place in the halls of the US Congress to the tune of eliminating seasonal time changes and just staying with daylight savings time all year round. What do you think? I don't know. Doesn't really make any difference to me. But I think it'd be interesting because people could no longer use the excuse, oh, well, of course I was late. It's daylight saving time. Yeah, no, sorry, pal. Anyway, we were talking about blown New Year's resolutions and what the heck happened. It's already the 27th of April and I was just fixing to get started on my goals. You know, I've heard John talk about what it is that really propels us toward the accomplishment of the outcomes that we desire. I can remember my own self calling myself out with this group on a certain thing that I was going to accomplish, and I didn't accomplish it. I'll confess to you right now, didn't accomplish it because, and I can tell you exactly why. Can you hear me better now? Slightly better? I'll tell you why. It's the reason I didn't accomplish it is because at that particular time, I fell prey to the exact syndrome or the exact misunderstanding that our friend Mr. Lavinia likes to talk about, which is consistency beats intensity 6 days a week and twice on Sunday. Yeah, consistency beats intensity. Do you think that Olympic athletes, for instance, bring themselves up to the level of athletic performance where they could compete to be the greatest in the world, to break world records, to win an Olympic gold medal? Do you think they got themselves to that point by just being way more fired up than the next guy? Nope. They did that because as a guy whose books I've read named Jocko Willink, who is a retired US Navy SEAL team commander, as a matter of fact, said, ain't nobody gonna wake you up at 4:30 in the morning. You gotta do it. Now, I'm not advocating for getting up at 4:30 in the morning. In my own personal case, if I'm awake at 4:30 in the morning, it's not because I'm getting up, it's because I've been up. It's the New Yorker in me, yeah. Small housekeeping note, small programming note from our good friend Mandy Anderson. We are starting a new book tonight. Oh, this is a good one. Yes. Bob Proctor, You Were Born Rich. The late, great Bob Proctor. You Were Born, great book. I just may have to jump on. Tell you what, Bob Proctor, I dig me some Bob Proctor. I'll tell you what else, and this is a complete aside in terms of the direction our conversation seems to be going today. Wait, you thought that I come to these things with a plan, like with bullet points in a folder, and I know exactly what I'm going to say, and we're going to talk about this, talk about that, talk about the other. Do you know that I used to do that? When I first started hosting, when John first asked me if I would consider hosting on Wednesdays, I tell you, I studied for hours, literally for hours, and I wrote bullet pointed outlines and pages of notes of things that I wanted to say, and I stuck to them. I was very organized and efficient, and I went through, covered all the points, and got everything laid out exactly as I wanted, and it was boring as hell. I can just say that now. I'll tell the tale on myself. If you can believe it, I was boring. Now that's pretty boring. That's pretty bad. But here's the thing. And in fact, I had a conversation with John, and then I thought about it myself, and I realized, you know what's going to make the most, what I think has the best chance to make an impact? I'll put it that way. in terms of the conversations that I start. I think what has the best chance to make an impact is to talk about the things that I'm up to these days, what's going on with me, what happened for me, for good and for bad, and maybe you can take a lesson from it. That pretty much, well, not anymore, Gail. I'm not boring anymore. So we were talking about, yes, consistency. Those Olympic athletes, they get up and they train and they practice and they walk and they jog and they run and they cycle and they lift weights and they do whatever it is they do every day, even when they don't feel like, no, especially when they don't feel like it. Especially when they don't feel like it. Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest basketball players who's ever lived, played his entire career, he was one of those rare, at that time, rare basketball players who ascended directly to the NBA straight out of high school, straight out of grammar school, essentially, high school. He was 18, I think he was 18 years old, 17 or 18 years old when he came to the NBA. Played his entire career for a team out in California, the Los Angeles Lakers, and he is universally, unanimously recognized as one of the greatest basketball players of all time. You know how he got to be one of the greatest basketball players of all time? I'll tell you a quick story. There was a time when Kobe's team, the Lakers, were, no, matter of fact, it wasn't his own team. It was, I think it was the Olympic team when he played on the United States Olympic national team. The team had just arrived in a hotel in a major cosmopolitan city. They were playing on a tour, playing some games. And one of the other players on the team thought, well, I got a little time, maybe I'll go and, get a workout. Go down to the gym and take a few practice shots and get a workout in. So he goes down to the gym and he figures, hey, I'm going to set a good example. I'll be the guy who's there, getting in a little practice. Maybe the other guys will take a lesson from me or whatever. He gets down to the gym and what's he see? Kobe Bryant is already there in a full sweat, dripping sweat, which means he's been there for a while. So this guy, he said, oh, he saw us. Oh, wow. Man, Kobe's already here. Well, you know what? I'm not going to let him outwork me. So this guy goes and he works out probably an hour and a half, which is a long time after a busy day and you've been traveling and press conferences and everything. And then he goes down, hour and a half practice down the gym, solo practicing his shots, his moves and everything, his agility drills. And when he leaves after an hour and a half, turns around and looks, Kobe's still there. Kobe's still there. This dude came, Kobe's already in the building. Got an hour and a half workout, left, Kobe's still in the building. Asked him about it the next day. I said, Kobe, man, how long were you down in the gym? Well, X amount of time. Man, why didn't you were getting ready to leave when I walked in, or something looked like you were getting ready to leave. And Kobe said, I don't let anybody outwork me. And that's the other part of this, you see. Consistency, doing something every day toward the accomplishment of your desired outcome will guarantee, you hear what I said? It will guarantee that you will outwork everyone else. You think everybody else is going every single solitary day, putting in work, putting in time consistently, day after day? Really? Then why are there so many people of mediocre accomplishment in the world? pretty simple. They don't do what they do or work at what they do consistently enough to build up a foundation of skill, a foundation of endurance, of stamina. And I'm not just talking about athletic stamina. I'm talking about the ability to make that one extra phone call at the end of your prospecting session, the ability to take that one extra meeting when your schedule is supposed to be already done, the ability to keep working and create that one extra copy of your product when everybody else has quit and gone to bed. The stamina to do one more strategy session or one more training or coaching session with a colleague or a member of your team or a member of your organization when everybody else has folded their laptops and gone out to the balcony with a bourbon. So it becomes a matter of making a decision at some point in your life, like Tony Robbins likes to say. For most of us, success and failure in our lives can be determined by a sequence of decisions. Now, a decision doesn't have to be big or momentous. You don't have to trumpet your decision all over the interwebs, tell everybody in the world. Only person who really needs to hear it is the guy, the gal in the mirror. I can tell you that when I am not putting in consistent work, and Mandy's computer is now being commandeered by a large feline. When I am not putting in consistent work toward the accomplishment of my goals, of my desired outcomes, I often have a hard time looking in the mirror in the morning. And why is that? It's because, we feel better about ourselves. We build up our store of confidence when we know that we are doing everything within our power to maximize our opportunities, to reach our full potential. And when we know that we're not doing that, and there's no excuse, it's not like somebody got sick or somebody's mother passed and you got to take care of some family emergency or something. When we just know no excuses, we're not doing what we need to be doing, how can you possibly feel good about yourself? Feel confident, feel more successful? I don't have the answer to that. What I do know is that it really doesn't take that much to outwork everybody. As far as I can see, two things required are consistency, daily consistency, and the desire, the effort for continuous improvement. I believe the Japanese word is kaizen. Continuous improvement. That is, every day I'm striving to do what I do just a little bit better, just a little bit more efficiently, just a little bit more professionally than I did yesterday. And that, my friends, is how Olympic champions get to be Olympic champions. Daily consistency and continuous improvement. It sounds so simple and silly, doesn't it? And the difference is, as I heard Mark Cuban say one time, a billionaire industrialist here in the US, I heard Mark Cuban say one time, part of the reason very wealthy people become very wealthy is because they get really, really good. They commit themselves to get really, really good at the boring stuff. the stuff that nobody else wants to do, the stuff that they themselves don't want to do, but they do it anyway. Because they understand that of such details, of such tedium, of such boredom, and the daily grind, of such things, fortunes are made. Now look, I'm all for figuring out processes and systems and ways to make our work as efficient as possible. Absolutely. Absolutely agree. If I can accomplish in 20 minutes what used to take me an hour, heck yeah, I'm going to do that. Yeah, guess what though? I still got to put in the 20 minutes. See? So I think where too many of us, of course, absolutely no one here in the John Levine Mastermind. I'm not pointing fingers at any of us because we've got this down, right? Too many of us, yours truly included, get, what's the good word? Get seduced by the lure of the big one-time push. I'm gonna do it big, I'm gonna finish it fast, and yeah, then I get to relax. People say, I've heard people say it this way, I'm ambitiously lazy. You ever heard somebody say that? I'm ambitiously lazy, which what they're saying is, well, I don't like to work, so I'm gonna hurry up and get all the work done right now, and so then I can relax. And again, I ask, do Olympic champions become Olympic champions by getting all the work done right away and then relaxing? Want to be a champion? Be prepared to work your, no, I don't want John to have to censor this again. Be prepared to work your fingers to the bone, as my mama used to say, every day. Because there is no, I don't care what nobody told you, I don't care what you saw on some big fancy flashy internet ad, there ain't no such thing as something for nothing. There is no such thing. Oh, it's so simple and so easy. A child could do it. Oh, it's so simple. No more work. No more work required. No more phone calls. No more of this. No more of that. No more sweat. No more grind. No more. It's all BS. It's all BS. Because, like I say, streamline your 2-hour process down to 30 minutes. You still got to put in the 30 minutes every day. I know a guy who has made millions. I don't know, it might be tens of millions. I'm going to guess not just $1.1 million. You know what I mean? This is a guy who has made large money in the home business network marketing space, like serious money. And somebody asked him once, how'd you do it? He says, very simple. I never let a single day of my life pass without doing something to build my business. If it's one phone call, if it's 15 or 30 minutes of work, I never let a single day pass without doing something to build my business. Now, here is the question and the challenge before us today. Am I willing for the rest of 2022, let's just start there. And I know that's a long time, but I think perhaps it being already the freaking 27th of April, we can sort of project the fact that this year is going to go by pretty fast. Isn't it funny how they say when you're a kid, one day feels like it lasts a year. And then when you get older, A year passes and, man, what happened? Wasn't it just yesterday that time, perspective. Anyway, am I prepared to make the commitment that from now until New Year's Eve, and yes, including Christmas, including Thanksgiving, including every national holiday, you name the day, am I willing to make the commitment that every day, that from now until New Year's Eve, I will not let a day pass without doing something to grow my business, without doing something toward the completion of that project. Like I said, okay, all right, I'll cut you a break. Independence Day, Labor Day, Thanksgiving Day, Christmas, you get to make just one phone call, just one. Or you get to maybe send one text message. All right, I'll give you that day, air fingers quotes off. But you will do something. This is interesting. I'm actually issuing a pretty stiff challenge to myself, if you think about it. I will be very, very interested to see which of us actually sees this through to the end of the year and then comes back and reports their results. Holy moly, I feel a success story coming on, a big time success story. Boy, man, I put us all on the hot seat today, didn't I? Not one day passes. Remember, as our own Reverend Lavinia has told us many times, consistency beats intensity every time, without fail. So, I'll tell you what let's do. The next time we meet on a Wednesday morning like this, it'll be May already. So I'm not going to put anybody on the spot, not even myself. I'm not going to point a finger at you, Mandy, what are you going to do? That's none of my business. It's between you and your bank account. It's up to you, all I'm saying. So have a think about this. As my man Scotty from Star Trek, the first engineer of the Enterprise, like to say, I'll give it further thought. And let's come back and mention this again next Wednesday. What do you say? I mean, if one of us has decided, yep, you know what, this is what I'm doing. Love to talk about it again, along with whatever other topic may come across my desk, because I spend hours preparing for every one of these sessions with bulleted outlines and 42 pages of notes, and boring as heck. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think about this whole consistency, the whole, Olympic champions and how they did? Allie, it's so nice to see you as always. What's happening?
Hi, Glenn. Hi, everyone. I love this because it is so true. And the power of consistency, I just love that book. I mean, the things that struck me is how fit you have to be for this. You really, because you can do a day's work elsewhere and then to work on your business in the evenings or getting up earlier in the mornings. I think you have to be fit, energized, which then kind of comes back to how you're living your purpose, and that the thing that you want to do is what you really want to do, and that you are going towards your goal to give you that energy to be able to do that so consistently. And I think I do work every day, but I mean, yeah, there'll be the odd weekend day where I don't, but it's what you do as well. And I think what you're saying is a fantastic way of focusing on one thing and making sure that you're doing that one thing every single day. So to pick on one goal and make sure you're working at it every day, because I've got a few things that I want to do, which is why it's confusing, I think, in my head sometimes. And to make sure that what you're doing is just really, really focused. So I'm going to take you up on that challenge. I'm going to pick one of my things and make sure I do something towards it every single day. I think that's great.
That is so insightful, Ali, and quite helpful, really, because it brings up the thought, people say, well, I'm going to do something every day, but I've got this going on, I've got that going on. How am I supposed to fit everything in? Well, what is one thing, one act, as in one phone call, one email, one text message, whatever it is, what is one thing, one action that I can take with regard to my business, which I know if I do this thing and if I were to do only this one thing once a day, would actually move the needle in the advancement of my goals? Well, I know that in my case, if I send, in one of the businesses that I work with, if I send one text message to one person asking if they're open to take a look at what I have to offer, if I do that one thing, only that one thing, once a day, then I know that, assuming I began on January 1st, by the end of the year, I will have had conversations with 365 people to discuss what it is I have to offer. Now, if I have a conversation with 365 people, doesn't matter how many are interested, how not interested, doesn't matter how many are legitimately business people or not, or whatever it is, doesn't even matter how the conversation, if I have 365 conversations a year to discuss the growth of my business, do you suppose my business might actually grow? I don't know what your thing is, that one thing you could do, which if you were to do that thing, you're all thinking of it right now, aren't you? Aren't you? I know you are. That one thing, which if you were to perform this one single action once a day, every day for the next year, you know for a fact your business would grow. Yes, what's that thing? Write it down right now. Write it down. And put it on an index card on your bathroom mirror. Tape one to the corner of your computer screen. Put one, hang one over the top edge of the TV. Cutting a little close to the bone. Take one to the dashboard in the car. That one single thing, which if you were to do that one thing 365 times in a year, guarantee your business will grow. Thank you for focusing our thoughts even more on this, Ali, because that's really where it is, isn't it? That one thing. Simon Sinek, was it Simon Sinek? I started his book a while ago. I need to go back and go ahead and finish it. He wrote a book called, it talks about figuring out what it is that's the most important actions in your business that will propel you forward. The book is called The One Thing. Now there's an idea for a book club, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Simon Sinek, S-I-N-E-K, The One Thing. Interesting. Anyway, no, that's a great thought, Ali. And you've actually crystallized this for me even a little more. Thank you. What other thoughts have we? So tonight, Mandy, the book is You Were Born Rich by Bob Proctor. Excellent. Excellent. Looking forward to that. As I say, I may even just drop in and say hello. I think I have a copy of that book. I have to check. Yeah, she's looking at me. What? You mean you don't have it? What's wrong with you, man? All right, my friends, it is, well, let's see, what is this? 30, you know, I could like give you 24 minutes of your life back. How about that? So what are we going to call this topic today? The one thing, no, that's been taken. I'll figure something out.
I tell you, sorry to interrupt, Glenn. Another thing that Bob Proctor talks about is the razor's edge, where it's just that one tiny edge that will make you fall one way or the other to success or not. Just that 0.5%, doing 0.5% better or 1% better than the other person. What is that? Which is what you were saying basically, but the razor's edge, I like that.
If I'm not mistaken, the distance or the time difference between the last winner of the Olympic gold medal in the men's 100-meter dash and the person who finished, the man who finished fourth without a medal, was something like, I want to say, maybe 6, yeah, maybe 0.4 of a second, 0.5 of a second, half a second at most. The difference between Olympic champion, name etched in history forever, and wait, who was that guy again? Half a second. And that half a second was gained by the champion over a period of at least 4 years, hearkening back to the previous Olympics, theoretically speaking, although we know they've been training for their whole life, but you get my point. Work your fingers to the bone, get up early, watch like a hawk every single thing you put in your mouth. Time your workouts, track your results, run in the rain, in the snow, in the heat, with something busted on you. You're still running, and you do this for 4 years. For what? Half a second. Was it worth it? Ask the Olympic gold medalist if it was worth it. Excellent point. The razor's edge. And you're also correct, Ali, in pointing out that it really doesn't take that much for us to distinguish ourselves, to set ourselves apart from the pack. It really doesn't take that much. Tony Robbins reckons it's about 10%. 10% better than the average. In most cases, will make you wealthy. The trick is to find that 10% every day. Consistently striving for that 10%.
Hi, Glenn. It's Linda.
Linda, how do?
How are you? Good.
I gotta say, I really dig that table you're standing at in the picture there with the candles on the nice wooden candelabra. Very, very rustic looking. Nice.
Okay, thanks. So great topic. Love this. But we're reading The Gap and the Gain, which is not like my favorite book. Probably won't pick it up again, but there's some good points in there. So there was a story about this English rowing team, and they just haven't won anything in years and years and years. So they came up with this phrase, will it make the boat go faster? So every decision that they have to make, they have to ask that question first. Will it make the boat go faster? So I thought that was a great takeaway, something that we can just ask ourselves, well, will it make my business grow? If when you're making the decision, should I go to that party or not go to that party? Well,
Mm,
yeah.
down to that extra piece of bread with dinner.
Mhm.
Will this make the boat go faster?
Right.
Will this thing that I'm about to do get me toward my goal faster or slower?
Mhm.
Will this thing bring me toward my goal or take me off track from my goal? Will this make, I love that. Will this make the boat go faster?
Yeah. Should I have a donut? No. Will it make the boat go
Holy moly. You know what, Linda? You have just given us the topic for today's general session.
fast? Okay.
Will this make the boat go faster?
Go faster. All right, I love it. Cool.
So do I. That's great. That is great stuff. Allie's got to go. Gail had to jump off. We appreciate your spending. And all of you, all of us, you know, we take time out of our day. Every one of us could be doing something else right now. You know, it reminds me of a line. Yeah, it's coming. Not a Star Trek movie, though. A different movie. The movie was called John Rambo. Starred Sylvester Stallone. He'd become, you know the Rambo character, the Vietnam vet, the Green Beret. You know, really. And at one point, this movie is shot during a stage in his life when he's really disillusioned, living somewhere in Southeast Asia, and these other guys are coming to try and carry out a rescue mission. But these dudes are real cynical and they don't want to do anything. They don't even want to help, right? And at one point, Sylvester Stallone's character, Rambo, says, there isn't any one of us that doesn't want to be someplace else. But this is who we are, what we do. Now, does it get to this extreme for each of us? And he says, live for nothing or die for something. In our case, are we willing to spend our energy in little bites every day in a glorious effort to achieve something big? That sacrifice, that spending of our energy, it's not all gonna come in one climactic showdown on the battlefield. It's gonna be in getting up that one morning when you don't really feel like getting up, but you know what? Will this make the boat go faster? Will staying in bed make the boat go faster? Or will getting up and getting in my workout? Will blowing off the extra phone call make the boat go faster? Boy, that puts...
And they did win that year, by the way. Yeah.
See? It puts the smallest daily decisions into an entirely different perspective, doesn't it? Will this make the boat go faster? Boy, oh boy. Take that home. And on that note, I'm going to say, take that home and think about it. I know I certainly will. Will this make the boat go faster? Each of those daily decisions that we make to put in the work on a daily and weekly and monthly basis. I don't know of anything else that's more effective, that would be more effective at making the boat go faster. Oh, Linda, you have wrapped this up and tied it off with a pretty bow for us. Nice. My friends, thank you so much for hanging out. Don't forget, 315, 815 books for Britain. You were born rich. And once again, our eternal gratitude to our good friend, Reverend Lavinia, for starting this whole darn thing and bringing this family together. We shall see you all very, very soon. Bye for now.
Thanks, Glenn. Bye.